Hassan, he mentioned about the experience he saw in Latin America. My comment was the same. We discuss about the same situation. I told them that you made the island among the ocean of the capitalism. That's not going to be survive forever. For sure, they are made a land that we are dying. That's the problem we have in the Middle East. At least they made a land there to have a step on and to step forward. But the problem in our situation in the Middle East, in Europe, in Latin, even in North America, workers still, they fight in the same circulation of the economic crisis of the capitalism. That's, you believe, that one is better or this one we have. For that we have to take the step they made and we forward in a political situation. We mix it up with a political view to create the worker power. Because what they miss is there is a political situation. But they have very good movement there. They think about to create a political party, revolutionary political party, to take the power. Even those who they made the idea there is not new. They repeated the history of the working class in Germany and Russia, whatever. They took the lessons from them, but they not repeat the same situation what happened in history. We need, as a working class, same as capitalism. Why is the capitalism now? They are smart, they do whatever, they play with our brain, with our situation, and they repeat themselves. Because they got the lessons from the history. They know how the feudalism was survived when they fighting with that situation in 1,000 years ago. Now, we have experience with the Soviet Union. That's a good experience. We cannot ignore what the workers think about. They have a good question. They have, I believe, they understand the history. That's why they're asking us, are you communists? Do you want to repeat what happened in Russia? They're smart. Me, I don't want to repeat it. But how we not repeat it? That's why I said, I call the Hamid Takwai as a leader, one of the leaders. That's the problem. Because I believe the Worker Communist Party as the latest organization of the working class in the Middle East, they call themselves as a newest Worker Communist Party, even in Iraq, and they split it. We know they split it. Now we have, I think, 4 leaders now. That's the problem. They cannot unionize themselves in one union or one political party, and that became a problem for me now. Because a friend, who's a comrade I have 10 years ago now, he's enemy of it. What I do? That's a crisis we have. Really, that's a chance for ICS. That's a chance for Maliki. That's a chance for Jamhuri Islami Iran. Because he not talk to me. He not fight beside me, shoulder to shoulder. That's why we try to avoid that situation of the sectarian situation. That's another voice. We should always blame the capitalism. Why we not blame ourselves? I came here, I got 10 or maybe hundreds of messages, don't go. Why? All of them was Communist Party member before. But I don't know where they are from now. Everyone belongs to one of the sectarian organizations. We should avoid that. I am coming, I tell what in my brain, what I got from my experience, and we add all of them to unite the worker class. I avoid all this sectarian situation that we have because I face the crisis. I face the situation. My benefit was the unity of worker. Doesn't matter about the sectarian. I mean, Takwai my leader or no leader, I don't believe him, I believe him, doesn't matter for me. If he say good, and in the scientific way of the Marxism or the socialism, if they have a good strategy to make our movement forward, I shake his hand, I said, good, but don't teach me to be a secretary. Don't involve me with your problem together. Thank you. Yes, I want to go through the rest of the questions, so just remind you. There's a question from Khalil, I'll just remind you of that. And he still asked about what lessons are being drawn amongst the activists in the Middle East, in Tunisia, in Egypt, about the outcome of those revolutions specifically. Lessons are being drawn. Yeah, what discussions are taking place? If you know of.
Particularly lack of leadership.
It's very lack of leadership. Yeah, that was his question. If you want, if you want to answer this, because then it's easier if you answer, then I'll go to the next question.
Actually, I would like to answer this and the other one about what's going on in the activism now.
Yeah.
I said that workers are the skeleton of the revolution, and the political parties and the left are absent. I think I analyzed before, and I do the same. The left is something like the frozen fossils. They have very old techniques, and they are not capable to create new techniques for the new situation. They are astonished by what is going on, which is full of vital enthusiasm. So they are trying to put the revolution in the things people know. So they fail, and they are absent. They don't exist. But the workers, even they are very new, but they have sense. And this is why they are the heart of the revolution. Because, for example, the experience of the self-management of factories in Latin America, they made it in Egypt without knowing the experience. In 2000, I found about an experience in Ashr of Ramadan. It's a city, it's an industrial zone, very new from the late 90s. And a very small company there, when the investor, I don't know what happened to him, and he left the company, and the people there, because they want to go on working and producing, they decided to make the company go on without the investor. But what happened then? This is completely new. They don't know the experiences of Latin America, but they know a very important thing, that they want the company open or the factory open. So they decided to make this by themselves, but the security very clearly and very insistently broken the experience. They decided not to fire the workers, but to distribute the workers on the companies in the same city in order not to succeed in such an experience. Afterwards, after the revolution, we have, not after the revolution, there is one experience before the revolution in 2005 with Rami Laka, when he got out of Egypt. His company of lamps, electrical lamps, the worker also managed to open the company and to produce. After the revolution, about 5 factories did the same, without knowing anything about each other or about abroad in Latin America, for example. This is why the workers seem very fresh, very associated with the daily life, which they think that they have to be succeeded. So, this is the lesson we got from the workers, that they are vital, they are alive, they are trying to try new things, just to be stand still. If I would speak correctly about the experience. Another thing, the discussion about the solution, because everything seems to be in dark, but we have been the experience of independent trade unions failed in its first step. That's why, that's because at the first days of the revolution, you have a lot of groups, opportunists, which want to try to jump and get benefit from the new freedom. And you have the security, which decided to be inside the experience from the beginning, to explore it afterwards. And the third is the workers with no experience. So these three groups couldn't produce a successful experience. Every one of them is not capable to go on. So it's not available. But when we think with each other, we think that we are not going to repeat the same. We are not going to establish new independent trade unions. But we are trying to make something new, like collecting workers on access, on cases, like wages, for example, like writing new labor law, and this is succeeded until now. Also, we are trying, but not our colleagues in Suez and in Mahalla, trying to make new collective bodies for workers, not independent trade unions, but something like new federation in textile sector, by sector, in petroleum sector. Now we have two new federations in petroleum sector and in textile sector. This is new. We are trying to experience new sheets of working with workers, and so far it's
I'm just aware of the time, because we actually gone a few minutes past the time we had, because we've got one last business on the agenda, and that is to read out the text of a message or speech from Pascal Descamps. He unfortunately couldn't be present on Skype. That wouldn't take more than, I think, about 5 minutes. But just before that, I'll just go through the last remaining questions. I've got 2 questions here now from Siamak and Hoshia, and then Shahab wanted to ask a question. If you want to ask that, then I'll go through. Please ask if you could keep your contribution very short, just 1 or 2 sentences if possible. Thank you.
Thank you. There was many interesting points here today. Actually, I'm not very good for serious discussion, but however, I have 2 short questions here. The first one is, I know there is so many issues in Middle East, and so many questions to the workers in Middle East and North Africa. The most reason for this conference is, I think so, it is united between workers in Middle East and North Africa. The question is, which are the most important, the reason for the next conference here, next step, and the other one is The question is, for the rest one, I forget it, sorry, at this challenge for the worker, for working the both in North Africa and the Middle East. What is this most important challenge and barrier for the workers right now? Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. I'll just go through the questions very quickly. Siamak was asking about, he had a proposal and also a question, and he said, first of all, the proposal was that the workers and the people in the Middle East should have a voice, and those actors should have a voice, and he was talking about mentioning the new channel TV, which Siamak is a presenter in there as well, how that could be provide a forum for that. Probably after in the break, anyone interested could talk to Siamak. The other, his question was, to what extent you feel that a political party is needed as a lesson of the revolutionary developments in the Middle East and North Africa. So that was Siamak's question. And the second, and the question from Hoshiyar was that he said the conference is called Workers and Revolution in the Middle East, so it carries the name of workers. But he said that at the same time there are social issues like fight for women's rights, for women's equality, the fight for the protection of children's rights, and when we return to our countries, where will the activists start from? If I understood the question correctly, to what extent these issues can be taken up by workers? And Shahab's question was in English, so I'm sure you got that. I'll just summarize it. Shahab wanted to know the next important step in the Middle East and North Africa for the people and the working people, and the challenges and the barriers you feel. So, in the next 5-6 minutes that's remaining, could our panel members please answer those? And Shahla has something to mention as well.
So because we are running out of time, but I would like to choose an issue which I consider very important on the question how much a political party is needed, our capitalist question. In fact, there is a vague in Tunisia and in a lot of countries saying that we no longer need a political party since the revolution was led by youth, women. That means we have a new type of struggle. Class struggle is no longer the main struggle, and the political party is no longer the best method of organization. And of course, I fully disagree with this type of analysis, which I consider is a type of anarchist theory, but at the same time, those theories which are anti-workers' movement. I think we need an organized revolutionary party as the workers' movement has always needed. Because without organization, you can't take power. And the lesson and the proof is that in Tunisia and Egypt, although there was a movement led by youth, led by women, led by the unemployed, because there was not an organized leadership led by a revolutionary party, the result was a fiasco. So let's organize and let's believe in the revolutionary party and in the revolutionary front and in the international revolutionary front to fight capitalism in all of its forms.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Anybody else on the panel want to? Yeah? Okay.
Do you want to say? I want to add a point about what's the next step. That one part of the step that we talk about. And we came from the different countries we took from our activity. But same as a leadership, there's a problem of the political parties. They want the leadership of the syndicalism to lead the revolution. I believe that's the opposite of the Marxism in reality. Because I believe we should, they have a freedom or the socialist view among the leadership of the working class, we should lead the political issue. The second time, we have to fight to centralizing our demand. For example, same as what the Karl Marx did in the 19th century. We missed that point. We forgot what he did. We forgot the international, he beginning with international in 150 years ago. Why, after that, everyone took the lessons, all the capitalism. They beginning with the local, now all the capitalism begin to be international except the working class. We are just split, everyone talk about the country, my country, whatever. We should centralize it again, organizing internationally, and we point on every single local how we facing the capitalism. I believe we should start from that point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Asker. And the last words go to Shahla, and then Kazim has got something to say. Yeah, and then I will read out the message from Pascal Decam, and that will bring the conference to a close.
Madam, just that about this solidarity network.
Yes,
so
sure.
we should raise that again. I should talk about that. So
Absolutely.
don't finish the conference yet.
No, I said that. No, I said after Shahla you will speak, and then after that.
What I want to say is some part of this discussion, but what I'm talking now about the resolution or the agreement that we talked about, I want to raise it, come forward and say the last thing.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Do you want to do it before Shahla or Shahla won't?
No, Shahla first.
Is that okay?
من خیلی کوتاه صحبت میکنم. من ساکت نشستم تو این پنل چون فراخوان دهنده این کنفرانس بودیم ما. همه اینایی که اینجا نشستیم میدونیم چه خبره. میخواستیم ببینیم انگلیس چه خبره، میخواستیم ببینیم مصر چه خبره، تونس چه خبره، چه کار میخوام بکنیم. در اینا با یه پلن اومدیم که با یه نقشه اومدیم. گفتیم که جواب سیاسی این اوضاع ما هستیم. و گفتیم جواب سیاسی این وضعیت اینه که ما کارگران هستیم. ما کارگران کمونیست هستیم. ما کسانی هستیم که به عنوان صاحبان جامعه، نه به عنوان همونطور که همین طبعه گفتم قربانیان جامعه میخوایم حرف بزنیم. و به عنوان صاحبان جامعه ما مدعی مبارزه علیه اعدام هستیم، ما مدعی مبارزه علیه تبعیض علیه زن هستیم، ما مدعی مبارزه برای علیه هر نوع مصیبتی که سرمایه‌داری سر ما آورده هستیم. و این یعنی مبارزه علیه سرمایه‌داری، یعنی کمونیسم پراتیک. من اینجا به عنوان نماینده و سخنگوی کمیته همبستگی بین‌المللی کارگری صحبت کردم. تو این لحظه میخوام به عنوان حزب کمونیست کارگریان صحبت کنم چون سوال شد. و میخوام بگم که این حزب امیده. میخوام بگم اگر چیز متفاوته تو ایران، وقتی میبینیم کارگر داره تو سیاست قد علم میکنه، داره میاد جلو، وقتی که میبینیم